What's going on, everybody? This is Steve here with Gate City Sports Channel. But tonight, y'all know what it is. It's the Battle Birds podcast. If y'all know the man to my right, whatever way it is, man, I don't know. But if you don't know who it is to my right, that's Reese, known as Philly Fresh. So we were just taking a look at the actives and inactives. Did you notice a name there, Reese, that is appears to be active for tonight?
I'm looking at the inactives. It's not showing me the actives right now. I'm trying to find it. Go ahead. Go ahead, because I can't find it.
Judging from the inactives, it looks like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is going to suit up tonight.
And who is not? John Hightower or Quez Watkins?
Quez Watkins is down.
So Hightower's playing?
Hightower's playing. He's active, it looks like to me. But Quez is down. They got JJ in. I mean, I guess the one thing you could say for the decision is it's not like Alshon in the last two games has done what I think a lot of us anticipated he would be able to do. I mean, we knew he was going to be coming back from an injury. Maybe it might be a little off, but like after he missed time to jump last week, Reese, how'd you feel about that in the red zone?
Remember in the post game, I told you I got to watch the play. I told y'all that. I watched it. And man, it was bad. The missed time jump and the non-effort, even like he had alligator arms. He didn't even stretch out. It's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like dudes want Carson Wentz to fail, man. That's really what it's looking like, man. And we're gonna get more into that as this live go on, because I got some things to say that I'm tired of holding back. And the more and more that I look at it, the more and more that I see things, I'm seeing them and it ain't looking good. You know what I mean? But
yes,
to answer but to answer your question, I ain't like it. It seemed like the same old dude that's going to sit here and probably running around making all these reports and telling all these reporters, I don't know. I'm not saying that he did it. I don't know. But what I'm saying is it looked like we see the same freaking dude.
Yeah. Little Jerry, you got a wrench now, bro. I'm sorry I forgot you on the last live stream. After you gave me a $5 super chat, I still forgot you on the wrench, bro. My bad, man.
Oh man, you can't, you can't forget. Hey, Gates, you can't do the other John, the John that is smaller. I like that John better. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you want the where it's a little wider, split apart.
Yeah, so when the comments come up, yeah, that's dope. I like that.
So,
but, go ahead.
What's your gut instinct about this game, Reese? What do you think our chances are here?
I mean, I like our chances. It's not like Seattle's a word beater. And when you look across the league, a lot of people who they thought was going to win, lost, the Rams getting beat by the 49ers. I don't want to really talk about the rest of the league, but we see it. Now, what I'm not comfortable with is the position that I think that Doug Peterson is going to put Carson Wentz in. I don't think that he's going to run the ball. I don't think that he's going to roll his quarterback out. And I think that whatever these reports are, somebody saying it is not true. People are saying like whatever these reports are, man, it's not good. It's like, dude, you're trying to play it seemed like you're trying to play a 2-quarterback game. Like that's not good for anybody on a team. It's not good for the offensive line. It's not good for the wide receivers. It's not even good for the running backs. Everybody plays different. These two dudes play different. So when you look at it, if you're going, I don't know if it's going to be series that Jalen Hurts is going to do. I don't know what's going to happen, because we come on this John and Doug Peterson come on and he'll say one thing. He said he was going to roll the quarterback out against the Cleveland game. I seen one bootleg. You know what I mean? And a lot of people misconstrue when they see Carson Wentz rolling out. Sometimes he's rolling out because he's running for his damn life. And that's not the constructed play. The play is for him to sit in the pocket and take a freaking beating. You know what I mean? When you look at it, this is the 10th, Steve. This is the 10th reconstructed offensive line. It's not any quarterback that's going to succeed with this kind of things, man. And I just don't want to make it about Carson Wentz. I want to make it about the whole team. But It's this whole week, this whole last 4 or 5 days. This is what it's been about. It's been about Jalen Hurts. It's been about Doug Peterson, and it's been about Carson Wentz. When you look at it, man, and I'm gonna save this probably for later because I want everybody to hear what I am going to say. It's a ball dropper. You know what I mean? So, but what I can say right now is I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm hearing. And the fact of the matter is Jason Peterson pisses me off again. Now that you get moved to right guard, your freaking toe hurts. You got a boo-boo. You're going to need surgery. Listen, man, let me tell you something. My quarterback threw a touchdown on a torn ACL. Don't talk to me about being hurt. You know what I mean? When you look at it, man, people give Carson Wentz so much. They give him so much, man. Like they throw shots at him so much. Shout out to Mike, man. aka Philly Talk Podcast, man. Couldn't be here. We miss you, bro. Miss you. Come back soon. It's my guy. But listen, when you look at it, man, it's really not fair to what we are doing to a quarterback that is going through a lot of things that he's going through, man. Like when you look at it, you not being able to host a Lombardi Trophy, I don't care who you are. That hurts. That you're happy that you won or your team won, but you not being out there, that messes with your mental. Then it come back. Dude's making shrines for Nick Foles. This is something else that he got to deal with. Then you draft a quarterback after he wins the division. You draft a quarterback in the second round when we had so many other holes, so many other. Did you see Chin last night, Steve?
Bruce
2
Chin,
touchdowns.
yeah, bro. Yeah, Jeremy Chin. That was Mike's boy, man. Yeah, bro. Hey, by the way, a player that we could have had in the second round.
That's what I'm getting at. When you draft him, you don't get a Patrick Quinn. You don't get all these things, man. When you look at it, man, it's a shame what this kid got to go through. Now, I'm not saying he's playing good. I'm not even talking about play. I'm talking about the mental of things. People are not taking that in a concept. And for Doug, all right, so Steve, bear with me. I'm just going to get into it right now, real fast, and then I'll just let you go. I just let you go.
You're good, man. Go ahead.
Doug Peterson is trying to make Carson Wentz fail. That's what I see with my own 2 eyes. Let me tell y'all how I feel. When you look at it, right? You see how giggity he was when they got Jalen Hurts. You see him not using Carson Wentz to his strengths. What he did with Nick Foles in 2017. Why can't you do that with Carson Wentz saying, Dad, when this dude was playing his best football, it was this play and that play, and then he was doing this and he was doing that. You're not doing that. And then the defense of Carson Wentz is it's so iffy. They asked you on Saturday. Basically, I don't know it word for word. I was talking to shout out to Charles Smith, aka Be More Philly. I was talking to him earlier about this. When you look at it, right? They asked him, well, basically, is Carson Wentz the guy for going forward for Monday? He's talking, well, Wednesday, yes, he's the quarterback for Wednesday. I'm worried about Wednesday. No, is he the guy or not? But when somebody brings up anything about Jalen Hurts, you are quick and so fast to defend him. In that Giants game, in the post game after the Giants game, they asked him, how do you feel about Jalen Hurts fumbles? He said, stop. Basically, stop the presses. Because did you see it was Kelsey's fault? He threw Kelsey under the bridge. I need the license plate, the VIN number, the registration to that bus that you threw Kelsey under. Even though Kelsey was having a bad game. I get it. But at the same time, you go to bat for Jalen Hurts so fast. But when you're asked a question about Carson Wentz, it's maybe, yeah, you jumping back and forth. Shout out to Tone DeShills, man. Seriously, man. If y'all haven't done it, make sure y'all go sub this guy out. Carson may have the best game tonight. I hope so. Because look at everything that he got to fight with. 3 years, Steve, 25 wide receivers. Just 11 games. This is the 11th game, right? 10 different offensive line shifts. Dude, like, what quarterback is going to succeed in that? You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not just going to make this about Carson because there's other things to talk about. But when you look at it, man, I'm tired of it. And I'm going to say this right now. And I want everybody to turn your iPad. I want everybody to turn your TV up. Whatever you are listening to this on, Carson Wentz needs to go to another team, or Doug needs to be fired, because these two are not going to crow and spawn. I'm trying to tell you this right now. If Carson Wentz goes to the Colts or a team like that, they are going to the Super Bowl in 2 years. That's facts. This dude, it's not like people say this dude is broken. Can he be fixed? No, put him in a position to where as though he can ball. And you're not doing that. You're not rolling him out. He's not a freaking pocket passer. Why don't you see that? But I guarantee if Jalen Hurts get in, you're not going to ask him to be a pocket passer because you know that he's not. You're going to move the pocket for the kid. You're going to run the football more. And I hate it. Now, real fast, everybody. If Jalen Hurts gets in and he's going to be our quarterback, I ain't going to root for Jalen Hurts. I am not a Jalen Hurts hater. I am not a Carson. I don't like Carson Wentz more than I like the Philadelphia Eagles. So don't ever get that construed. I just think we have the best chance with Carson Wentz if he is being utilized to his strengths. If you are number 2 in the league and roll out passes, why are you not rolling him out? Go ahead, Steve.
So, I mean, there's so much at play here with this team. Like, it's not a single issue. It's not a single problem. It's the offensive line, I think, is where I would point to if I was on the coaching staff and someone was like, okay, how do we right this ship for the following seasons? I think you got to get the line right first. No matter if you go forward with Wentz, whether if you go forward with Hurts, you got to get this offensive line right. It doesn't matter who you put back there. It's probably not going to be at best 8-8, 9-7 with this type of instability along the line. Right. I think you can point to the line and say that it has a lot to do with Doug's play calling. I think you can point to the line and say it has a lot to do with Carson's play. I mean, I think all three of those things, when you bring them together, I don't think one is greater than the other, but I think that I would start with the line. Then I would look at Carson. Then I would look at my play calling if I was analyzing this as the season ended personally. That's how I personally would go about it. It doesn't mean that I'm saying that this or this element is more to blame for it. I'm just saying I know that it's between these three elements. You know what I mean? I'll look at something like the receivers. You got a young core of receivers. I think Aaron Moorhead is out there doing a really good job. I think he's being put in a very difficult position to succeed because you have such a young receiving core. But I think he's honestly doing well. But I will add to this. How much is Aaron Moorhead being allowed to come up with designs and schemes to free these receivers in the playbook? Because it's not like when we do it, it's so predictable what we're doing. It's not fooling anyone. Like you go back and watch the Giants game and watch how they played that rub route. They knew what was coming. They were all over. Bradbury, number one, to begin with, if I'm sitting down and I'm game planning this, I like Rager. Rager's a very athletic, receiver. But right. If I was out here and I had the receivers I had, right? I knew Alshon was coming back. Ideally, I would have had Alshon as my X. I would have put Fulgham as my Z, as my flanker, and I would have had Rager as that deep vertical slot. The one thing you don't want to do is to get a corner who's physical and athletic with 33-inch arm reach and probably 80, 81-inch wingspan on a guy that's got 75, 76-inch wingspan. The matchup favors that guy unless you can get him on a double move and create separation or something like that. You know what I mean? Right. I just don't see enough from like common sense of knowing your opponent, knowing how to attack them, right? Doing things to get separation for the receivers, right? Look, I'm not here to try to basically allow Carson to skate by on this. Carson has made some really, really bad decisions on this season. There are definitely times where you, me, and Mike have all said, like, what was he thinking there? Like, don't put that ball there. Don't do that.
I give you that.
Like, and I know what it is. I think he's used to having a guy like Alshon who has that big catch radius to where go back to the Washington game, right? With that pick that was thrown to Hightower. That might not be a catch by Alshon, but I guarantee you last year, the year before, Alshon would have at least been there to break that ball up. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it's compounded.
I don't know, not the way he playing now. Not the way he been playing,
no,
bro.
that's why I specifically left this year. But I'm saying, like,
even last year, I'm just talking about his attitude. I don't think that I don't think that he doesn't have the capability, but I'm just talking about his attitude. But go ahead, bro.
But yeah, like I was saying, like, you know, there's so much going on at each little level here. And my thing is that because of the contract, we all know that this kid is talented and Carson Wentz. You kind of have to give him this year. I mean, for me, and I know that they're at least thinking about it, because you don't start giving first team reps. You don't start putting this stuff out to the media if you're not at some level thinking about a change. Like, clearly at some level, the thought process is starting to enter, you know what I mean, about doing something like that. But at the same extent, man, I just feel like the contract, the talent level you have there, how far this can set your franchise back, you got to give him at least this year to dig himself into this hole or dig himself out. And I'll be real with you. I'm not sold that we're coming out of this hole this year. I mean, I think it starts tonight. If you can find a way against a really good Seattle team to win, it's going to do a lot for your football team. But this is not an easy game to go in there and win. I mean, what do you think about this? Do you think that we're down in the hole we're not coming out of?
It's hard, pause, but it's difficult. You know what I mean? Because when you, on one hand, I'm like, I know that my quarterback can come out of the slump. I know that we can beat this team if we run the football. A lot of people want to talk about, right? And this is why I hate talking stats, because a lot of people just see stats, Steve, and don't break stats down. Like, here's one for you. Well, Seattle is third in the league when it comes to rushing. But did you know that they're second in the league in attempts, because nobody runs the football on them, because everybody their what you call it is so bad. Their backfield is so not backfield, excuse me. Their cornerbacks are so bad that it's just everybody uses air attack. Because I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of what happened to us. I want to say it was 2018. We was third in the league and stopping a run, but we was getting bombed on. So ain't nobody. I don't need to run the football. What I need to run the football for when I'm getting 10 yards here, 10 yards there, 20 yards here, touchdown here. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, Seattle can be ran on. And I don't, and when I talk to people and they bring up that stat, I'm like, you don't know football. Because if you knew football, you would understand that people are not running on them. That's why they're not getting exposed. You know what I mean? Because they just see they got all these guys that are young guys at cornerbacks and at safety and all that kind of stuff. And they lost a lot of people, and they're trying to use the same system with these other guys, and it's not working. I think that Carson Wentz can take advantage of this. And I'm tired of hearing that. And I want to know how you feel about this, Steve. I'm tired of hearing that he doesn't read the field. I think that he does, but I think that his scheme, guys that's supposed to be open are not open. And by the time he looks at something else, which probably is open, he's getting sacked. He's getting sacked. Like on a pick six. On a pick six, man, against Cleveland, if y'all know what I'm talking about. His only pick six of his career, so you got to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This guy, he looked at his first read. He looked at his second read. By the time he got to his third read, he's getting blown up. And people were saying, well, Ragar was open, but he wasn't. Sendejo was coming down. And people saying that he's gun shy. I don't know. I don't really see that. But I'm not going to argue with you about it, because I do see him pull the football down. Maybe he sees something that's not there. But with 90 quarterback hits, wouldn't you be kind of getterish too, Steve? In that pocket, you don't know where. It's like this dude. He don't know. We used to play this. We used to play this. I'm trying to say it right. I can't remember what it was called, but you got the one player, right? He's in the middle of the field, and everybody surrounded him. And the coach gives everybody a number.
Bull in
you
the ring.
Don't know the number. A bull in the ring, right? Yeah. You don't know the number, but they know the number. So when he says 4 and blows the whistle, you got a dude probably behind you coming at you. Now you got to look. You don't know where it's coming from. I think that's how Carson Wentz feels in the pocket. I don't know where I'm going to get hit. I'm so worried. I can't worry about the pass so much. I got to worry about my damn life. This dude, like if we had another quarterback, or probably if Carson Wentz didn't put on the weight that he put on, this dude probably on IR with all these hits and all these sacks. And I don't want to hear that he holds the freaking ball too long, because when you look at it, he doesn't. Patrick Mahomes holds the ball more than him. Russell Wilson holds the football more than him. Kyler Murray holds the football more than him. When you look at it second for second on plays, all these dudes that's being successful hold the football because they're trying to make sure that they make a play. But the offensive line is either being is holding up, or they're being rolled out. And that's my problem.
So my interpretation of what's going on with Wentz in terms of seeing the field, I think he sees the field perfectly fine. I just think that sometimes he has a delusional belief in his arm strength. And I think it gets him in trouble. And also, I think there are times where the film and the study and the preparation for the game isn't good enough. And what ends up happening is, and I'll take you back, I've mentioned this play a million times, but it just stands out for such a great example of this. Go back to the Cincinnati game to where he threw the INT to the linebacker. They run a mesh route concept, right? Basic principle of the spread offense. You got those crossers coming across the middle, right? In college, you see them slap hands a lot. And then that's a man beater. Built into that, Doug adds another wrinkle where he has a zone beater, which is like a little hook route. That hook route is meant for if you see zone, you go to that hook route. Carson saw zone. He saw it correctly. What he didn't see was how Cincinnati adds their own wrinkle. And then what they do is they take their linebackers and drop them right into that window in that zone. So he sees the zone. He's got the zone beater, but they didn't watch enough film, and they didn't game plan enough for that football team to know what they do in that situation. Carson throws it right to him. Like, it's things like that bother me about this football team. Like, I'm not absolving Carson. You should have you should have definitely saw that. But at the same time, like, Doug, like, bro, this is on you too. This is definitely on you.
It is. And I want everybody in the chat, and and I'm pretty sure Steve, I'm not saying Carson Wentz is like playing MVP level. I'm not saying he's having a good year. He's not. I just feel as though he's not being used correctly. You know what I mean? I feel as though a lot of people are not being used correctly. I feel as though Rhaegar is not being used correctly. This dude is a Swiss Army knife, and I seen the end arounds or whatever you want to call it. And they never gave Rhaegar the football, especially when Jalen Hurts was in. Use him. Use that play. You know what I mean? Like, I think if they're not getting Rhaegar in space for him to break a couple tackles, for him to use the middle of the field, get busy. They're not doing that. And when you look at it, man, you're handcuffing the dude, because now we got to talk about, Justin Jefferson this. And now we got to talk about, look at Claypool. And now we got to talk about, look at CeeDee Lamb. But once again, he missed 4 games. Talking about Rhaegar. But at the same time, I don't know if in this system right now, I don't know if any one of them other receivers was over here, they would be having a good year. When you look at it on the offensive side, other than Miles Sanders, who should be having I want to say kind of Alvin Kamara kind of year, a Dalvin Cook kind of year, not as good as Dalvin Cook. Not saying that. Yeah. But when you look at it, he is being hindered and being handcuffed. This dude has been robbed for 100 yards 3 straight games. He's been robbed. Last week, 8 touches on 1 drive. He ended the game with 13. And for everybody in the chat and for all the haters, I don't understand how you don't see that. It's not just Carson Wentz that I'm mad that he's coaching bad. It's this whole offense. If you see your offensive line is playing better pushing rather than standing up and holding up, run the ball. It's simple. It's not like Steve. I know you get in the tape. You got the cerebral mind and all that. But the things that I'm saying are elementary. The things that I'm saying are PB football stuff. The things that I'm saying is just it's just how can't you see it? That's why I'm mad, and that's why I think it's Doug Peterson's fault that we are in the situation that we are right now, to where as though the Giants are winning the NFC East.
Yeah.
And we're not winning games that we're supposed to have won. We should have won last week. I understand Carson Wentz had two picks. And when I look at it, I don't blame them picks on him. But still, they go under his rap sheet. He leads the league in turnovers. It's nothing that it's nothing that I can really defend about that. But what I can say is, get your guy out of trouble. If you know your offensive line is playing horrible and Jason Peters is a turnstile, first of all, benches behind. That's what I would have did. Because when you break down tape, and I can't remember who it was, shout out to them, man. They broke down tape on Jordan Mailata. He only gave up one quarterback hurry when he was playing. That was it. One quarterback hurry. But then as soon as you bring Jason Peters back, he giving up 3 sacks. Mm-hmm. Dude, like what don't you see that I see? I don't understand it, Steve. And that's why I'm so frustrated with this team, because it's like I see that we can beat a Seattle. I think that we can beat anybody that we step in front of. But it's the stupid things, the penalties. You know what I mean? The D tackles. Why in the hell? First of all, the football is literally 3 feet from you. Why in the hell are you stepping? Why are you offsides? And that's come from discipline. That's the head coach too. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, to me, it's not as much Carson Wentz. And I know that when you ranked them, you wasn't just saying this and this, saying that. But to me, it's Doug, man. It's Doug to me, man. It's Doug.
It's hard to break it down just because of how much has gone wrong. That's the issue. Okay. I'm not in love with Doug this year either, man, because there are times like I run film and he's doing things to design things open. I got a film coming up about the Giants game where there was the 3rd down. They didn't call it a conversion because it was the pass interference call on Greg Ward Jr. So we got the conversion via that. But Doug got him. Doug saw them. They were playing cover 3 on 3rd and long situations. Doug saw it, and Doug ran the perfect play design on him. He hit him with a slant, so he hit him with an in-breaking route and then got him with that corner route right behind him. What ended up happening was that they had that young guy, the kid from Boston College, out there playing quarter like Yidium or whatever, and they had their slot corner. They were supposed to be in their own zones, but they didn't stay in their zones. They just kind of passed off the coverage, which caused the slot corner to get killed. Doug saw it. Doug got him. So, I mean, there's things like that where you see it. You know what I'm saying? Like in spurts, you can see it, but it's not consistent, right? It's the same criticism a lot of people give for Carson. Like in spurts, you see this, this amazing athletic ability and like arm strength from this kid, but there's not consistency. Same thing with the O-line. But I get your point. All this is still coming down to coaching. The O-line, I'm not going to call the coaching on that one, but the personnel decisions to keep a revolving door going when it wasn't necessary.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I think Stoutland is gone this year. Like when you look at what he has been doing, like now Matt Pryor, I don't know what's going on with this dude, and we're gonna see, right tackle. But when you see what he has done with Jordan Mailata, and it's a shame that we can't see it week in and week out. Now, finally, we're gonna see it again. But when you look at it, man, what this dude, how do you take a person that never played football and turn him into that? Like this dude really looks like he can be our future left tackle. I'm not giving him no gold jacket or saying he Hall of Fame, but to be serviceable, that's commending to me. You know what I mean? When you look at it, man, like that position is hard to play. And once again, when you break down tape, the dude's getting it more and more. He's getting the loopers. You know what I mean? He's getting the fact that I can chip the guard right here, and I can still handle my man. I can help where help need to be helped, but I can still handle my man because I'm such of a massive big guy. This dude, yo, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, I love what I see from Jordan Mailata, man, and it's a shame that we haven't seen him for 3 weeks. It's really a shame because once again, and this is Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman. Once again, the organization is failing these kids. How do you know that you betcha him don't mess with his mind? Like, dude, like you ain't see what I've been doing. You ain't see what I've been doing last 4 weeks, and then you put that in.
Yeah.
Now I can see if Jason Peters comes in and he holds it down. All right, cool. I ain't got nothing. If I'm drawing my line, I ain't got nothing to say. But he does that in the Cleveland game, and you bench me for that? Come on, man. I feel some type of way. And it don't gotta always be about the money. To me, it should be about talent. If you are the talent, if you are the guy that is better than that man, no matter what he's getting paid, let him play. And I know a lot of people going to say that about Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz. We probably going to see. I'm going to tell you like this. I don't want the kid to fail, but I ain't going to lie to you. They throwing him in the fire, and it ain't fair. It ain't fair because this dude he's not ready. He's not ready. Don't compare him to no Joe Burrows. Don't compare him to no Kyler Murray. Don't compare him to no Garner Mitchell. Don't compare him to none of that. Them dudes throw the football with accuracy. Yeah. This dude doesn't. Go ahead, man.
So, I mean, the issue I have with what the Eagles are trying to do, and I think we all agree there comes a point to where, like, you have to make a change. I think we all know that inherently, but I don't think we've reached it yet. As long as you're still in the fight, you can't make that move yet. You just can't. And the issue I had with him is when I really broke down Hurts, when I broke down the film, this is a kid that, you know, he's got a lot of the same devils that Carson Wentz does. He's got really bad footwork. It's worse than Wentz's footwork. He has a very elongated delivery, although I think he has an adequate arm. He's got good arm strength. It's not Wentz. It's not ridiculous like Wentz's arm is, but it's good enough to play in the league. The issue is when I look through and I'm like seeing all like, 70% completion percent, everyone's like going crazy about this. He only threw the ball 30 times, like twice. Like, you're going to have a high completion percentage if you do that. Right. I mean, my question would be, if you put a kid in like Hurts, would we commit to the run? And can we trust Doug to commit to the run? Do we have the guy in the room to coach the quarterbacks?
My bad.
Do we have the guy in the room to coach the quarterbacks? I don't believe in Press Taylor. I just don't, Reese. I mean, I have tried to come around to this guy. I've tried to be tongue-in-cheek a little bit. You know, the last few weeks, I've been very candid about it. I don't think Press Taylor can coach. I think a lot of our problems stem from not having an adequate quarterback coach, because it's awful funny how when we had one who was a drill sergeant, when we had one who didn't care about if Carson liked him or not, look how good we looked in 2017. The minute he leaves, you got the remnants of the next season where Carson statistically looked good. And then it's just been pretty much, you know, you could make some arguments about last year that guys didn't drop balls, that the stats would have looked a lot better if guys would have made those touchdown catches. The quarterback ratings would have been a lot higher, the QBR on those things. I get it, but there's still been a trajectory. You know what I mean? And at some point, you have to look at the quarterback coach. What has he done? Who has he developed?
And I'm glad that you said that, because let's take a trip back to the day after the draft. What did Howie Roseman say after they drafted Jalen Hurts? We are a quarterback factory. Where in Jupiter? Because not in this world, not in this lifetime. When you look at it, who have you developed? Your guy that you just paid to be a backup, he's not even your backup. And this is the guy that you had since 2016 with Carson Wentz. So they both came into the situation together, and you didn't develop him. Now, we don't know what Jalen Hurts is, but for Doug not to let Jalen Hurts even throw the football really at all, only one time on any of the plays that he came out, that shows a lot to me. That shows a lot to me that once again, the kid is not ready, and everybody clamor for him. Listen. When I say I wanted to rip my radio out of my car earlier today, I'm listening to WIP. This dude, Joe DeCamera, he said, and I quote, I am happy to see Wentz get benched and Jalen Hurts come in. Why? First of all, you're not a Philadelphia Eagles fan, because let me tell you this. If you want your star quarterback to get benched instead of getting better or things being better around him, you're not, because you just want to be a guy that said a year or two ago, oh, well, I said this. Now look, I'm right. But you was the same guy that was saying that last year, and then when he went on a 4-game, well, really a 5-game streak, to where though he was tearing it up. I think the Miami game, I think the defense and special teams, that killed us. You know what I mean? But still, when you look at it, this dude, he went on a tear, and now all of a sudden you saying that, nah, I want Jalen Hurts. Let me ask y'all this: if Jalen Hurts wasn't there, would you still want Carson Wentz bench for Nate Sudfeld? Y'all want the new toy. Y'all see the new shiny toy, and y'all think that that's going to be your savior, but it's not. I'm trying to tell y'all. And like I said, if things go down and they bench Carson Wentz or whatever the case may be, I ain't going to be rooting for Jalen Hurts. It's nothing that you can tell me. You can comment on my video saying, "Oh, you ain't want Hurts there." I don't want Hurts there, because I think that Carson Wentz gives us the better opportunity to win. And if you don't, you're tripping. I don't know why. Why is that you think that Jalen Hurts is going to come in here and be some type of, I don't know what you think he's going to be. John Elway? Like, who do you think that this dude is? You know what I mean? So when you look at it, man, it's a shame, because we got to spend basically most of this pregame talking about, is Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts going to play? Who's going to play the most today? And once again, it's up here. So now Carson Wentz got to go into the game like, damn, I don't even know how many snaps I'm going to get. Yeah. So now you don't think that kid is going to press more, because he don't even know how many opportunities he's going to have. So now I got to show up. I got to show out. I got to do this. I got this on my back. I got to do that. And I'm not saying that to, evolve him from the things that he done. I'm just saying you're not putting this dude in the opportunity to thrive when you do things like that. You know what I mean? Because we seen it. This dude has to, other than 2016 and 17, he has had and 19 probably, but other than that, he has had a quarterback issue of his backup every single year. You know what I mean? And it's a shame, man. It's a shame that y'all think, first of all, you thought Nick Foles was better than him. You're tripping. And now you think Jalen Hurts is better than him, and you're still tripping, man. Go ahead, Steve.
Someone asked me, said, yo, Gabe, what happened to Nate Sudfeld? You heard my video. I said, if you want a backup quarterback in, that's the guy you bring in. If you were, like, to me, with this offensive line, the way it was playing, now it might get a little better. I like the move of moving Peters to right guard. I like the move of putting, the big Aussie back at left tackle. I think that solidifies your offensive line a little more. But with the way that line was playing, man, I'm not going to put Hurts out there to be massacred. Are you nuts? Like, this kid is nowhere near ready to play in an NFL game. And on top of that, you're going to put him behind this line? You're going to get the kid killed. And then everyone's going to be come out of the woodwork talking about, oh, now we wasted the second-round pick, not knowing the kid has talent. It's just got to be developed.
You know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the crap that irritates me about people that do this, is that they're just waiting to throw their weight behind the next guy to then boo him off the field. And it's not proper. It's not the way you do things. Like, there's a reason.
I agree with you, Steve. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. We're going to go through that trying to find a quarterback ever since Michael Vick left type of thing. Trying to bring in an older guy like Sam Bradford. You know what I mean? Trying to find guys like Mr. Butt Fumble and all that kind of bull crap. You know what I mean? Like when you look at it, Steve, let's just look at it. The quarterbacks that we've been having to deal with before Carson Wentz came here. And Carson Wentz comes here. Now, he did not play. He did not play in the Super Bowl. But he is one of the main factors why you are a Super Bowl champion. And I don't understand why people don't get it. And he's having one bad year. And everybody just wants to throw him under the bus after 1 year. But yet and still, Jason Peters had to come back time after time and just look like booty juice. You know what I mean, man? When you look at it, man, it's a shame. And I get it. It's you're going to be scrutinized because you're the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback. Let me tell y'all something. In 2017, I don't know if you agree with me on this, Steve. In 2017, Carson Wentz was making the same mistakes that he is making now. Not to this level, but he was overthrows. He had some dumb plays, but he had more immaculate plays to cover it. And the team was running the football, Steve. We are 24th in the league in rushing. You want to know who we was in 2017? Third. So even though Carson Wentz had his best year, probably MVP year, should have been in my opinion. Sure. We was still third in rushing the football. The Chiefs, they are fifth in running the football with the best quarterback y'all ever seen, a lot of people say. But they run the football. They are honest when you look at it, man. And it's just a shame, man. Like, it's a shame that people don't understand that this is the most team-oriented game in all sports. You have to depend on, especially when you're the quarterback, you have to depend on so much. Your coach, your O-line, your running backs, your wide receivers, your tight end. You have to depend on everybody else. And they got to depend on you too. But at the same time, man, it's just not, I just don't want people to think that if Jalen Hurts gets in the game, we're going to just magically just go on this magic carpet ride. Because I'm going to tell y'all what it is. Y'all seen that happen with Nick Foles in 2018. Y'all seen it happen with Nick Foles in 2018 when they set Carson Wentz down because he had a broken back because they thought that we wasn't going to make the playoffs. And Nick Foles went on that ride. Let me tell you something. First of all, Jalen Hurts ain't Nick Foles. That's number one. Number two, pieces was coming back when Nick Foles went on that run. Alshon Jeffrey was coming back, running backs was coming back, all that kind of stuff. So when you look at it, man, don't think that Jalen Hurts is going to go on this run. Now, if he does, I'm going to be the first to, egg him on. But at the same time, man, I don't want people to get their hopes up about this kid and expect so much from him. And now when he doesn't do it, now you're bashing him like you're bashing Carson Wentz. And that's not fair to the kid. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Like, Jason, I rock with you, bro. We've been talking for over a year now. Here's the thing. You're talking about two completely different NFL-ready quarterbacks at that point, Jason. Carson had a lot more playing experience than Jalen Hurts did. Carson threw a lot more passes than Jalen Hurts did. Carson had the preseason to get himself ready. Carson had a rookie mini camp. There's a lot of things you're leaving off in that explanation, Jason. Like, I'm sorry, man. You put this kid in there. Yeah, he might have a play or two. But I'm telling you, defenses are going to adjust to a rookie who can't throw the ball. And this kid is not ready yet. He might get one team coming in off the bench just because he's using his legs, sure. And then the defenses will adjust, and they'll take it away. And you're going to end up getting this kid hurt, or you're going to end up diminishing the kid's value, and you're going to turn the fan base on this kid before he even gets an opportunity to really thrive.
And then you're going to want Carson Wentz to come back in.
Exactly. Exactly. And here's the thing. A lot of people were saying about like the situation when we drafted Cobb. Okay. The thing is that year McNabb tore his ACL, and then he had swelling in the ACL that delayed the surgery. Okay. We also didn't have team needs all across the board that season to where there were other things that could have easily been addressed. Right. You can make an argument, we should have taken this player or that player because Cobb wasn't any good. But at the same time, like, you can understand a flyer on a player when you don't have pressing needs the way we had pressing needs this offseason. Like, to me, I don't think that, like, this idea that we're one quarterback away, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that we're a quarterback away from being a competitive team. Like, we're play calling away. We're decision-making away. We're offensive line play away. We're scheme and schematic away. Like, trying to do things to get separation for these receivers. Like, there's a lot going on here. And I'm going to be honest. I've always defended Doug when it comes to the play calling because it's the only thing he has. He doesn't have control over personnel. He doesn't even have control, what it appears like, over his coaching staff. And I'll admit what it appears like. I don't know the truth behind the scenes, but it would appear he does not have the same leverage and leadway other coaches have had when it comes to selecting their coaching staff. What else does he have? That was my point. But I'll be honest with you, Reese. If I were being asked to fix this season, I would ask Doug. I'm not saying you got to completely give up play calling, Doug, but step down a little bit, man. Let Deuce get a chance to call some plays. You got Press Taylor. You don't elevate him. You got Jeff Stoutland. You got all these guys. Rich Scandrello. Go to a committee approach the way Andy Reid does. Andy Reid has a committee approach. You don't know who's calling the play at any given time, which makes it harder for teams to pick up on basically your trends, the things you repeatedly do in situations, right. Because you don't know who's calling in that given moment. I've been asking for that to happen forever.
Yeah, and I thought that's kind of how it was going to be, especially when they didn't name an OC. But it kind of scared me, Steve, what you just said, that I thought that they was going to do, because I'm like, is it going to be too much? You know what I mean? Because you're asking the players to learn different systems. And with this Corona thing, it's going to be hard to do that with basically no mini camps and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of was hesitant about that. Like, oh, we ain't got no time. They ain't really got no time to learn everybody, not system, but to implement on the system. You know what I mean? Because people like Steve, you was a coach, and I had different coaches, and I know different coaches want you to execute the same play differently. If that makes sense to y'all, what I'm basically trying to say is, I could be running a wheel route, right? But some coach might want me to come. Some coaches might want me to come back and then come up. Other coaches might want me to go straight to the left and then go up. Other coaches might want me to slant just a little bit and then go up. Everybody does things differently. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jalen, man. Be careful for what you wish for. LOL. Perfectly said, Gay City. I don't know what he was talking about, but Gay City definitely was dropping jewels in his joint. Shout out to you, Jalen. Seriously, man. We need to get you on, man. We got to talk about this line play, man. We got to talk about this line play, bro. But yeah. So when you look at it, Steve, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was kind of skeptical about it. Like, damn, I don't know. That might be too much to try to put on these young players, especially the wide receivers, the rookie wide receivers, and all that. I'm like, damn, I don't know if that's going to work. But they did not do it. And I think Doug, once again, and I'm gonna keep saying this, Doug only powers his play calling, and I don't think he's giving that up. I think he's going to go down with the ship on that one, bro.
I think you're right too. I would never bet my money on Doug giving it up, but it should happen. And in return, Doug should get some control over personnel. Because let's be real. I don't know if it's Howie. I don't know if it's the people under Howie, the holdovers we had from Joe Douglas. I don't know if it's the scouts. I don't know if the scouts are giving these bad assessments on these guys. But there's a problem. Like, you go back to 2017 and what we missed in at the running back position. I mean, we lucked out and got Miles Sanders in 18. But then you go to 2019 and you look at what we missed in the receiver room. Like, there's been problems. Like, there's been a really bad problem.
We're about to face one a day. We're about to face one a day. Probably the biggest. Are they activating J.J. Whiteside to try to have him go back and forth with DK, man? I don't. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The more and more I watch DK Metcalf, the more and more I want to cry. Like, you about to see a grown man, like it's crazy how you don't pick that talent. Like, and once again, man, it starts with Howie, because you're right. I know you said it, but I think I said it earlier. You pick a quarterback when you have so many holes. Like, I don't understand it. Like, you had more holes than a pimp in his prime, but yet and still you want to sit here and get a quarterback. A quarterback who nobody was, and reports came out about a month ago, nobody was going to take. Now, who knows if them reports was true or not? But he might have been there the third round. So let's talk real fast about Mr. Jeffrey Lurie and Mr. Howie Roseman. Your second round pick, your third round pick, and your fourth round pick have no impact on the game at all. At all. Jalen Hurts does nothing. You still could have had different linebackers, but you went with Taylor, who does nothing.
Yeah.
Kayvon Wallace, ever since Will Parks came back, I like Kayvon Wallace. I think it was a good pick. But ever since Will Parks came back, he does nothing but play special teams. So when you look at it, dude, like what? Like that's that. These are out of 4 of your top 3 picks, 3 of them does nothing. That's bad to me because when you look across the league, you see rookies making play after play after play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame, man. It's a shame. And then you know what what Howie does? He brings back older players. You know what I mean? He tries to patch these holes with Band-Aids. You got a hole in the boat and you try to patch it with Band-Aids. And it ain't working. Because I'm going to tell y'all this. And I don't know if I said it on this live, on this pregame, but I want everybody to listen to me right real fast. The way we won a Super Bowl was not traditional. The way that we won a Super Bowl was a bunch of one-year deals and everything came into fruition. We got hot and we won a Super Bowl. But after that, when you look at it, talent was gone. Didn't bring LeGarrette Blount back. I don't understand why. You know what I mean? You didn't sign Jordan Hicks. I don't understand why. You know what I mean? So when you look at it, it was so many things. After that, they're gone. Dudes is gone because they 1-year deals. Torrey Smith, 1-year deal. Patrick Robinson, 1-year deal. LeGarrette Blount, like I said, 1-year deal. So when you look at it, it wasn't like the 49ers and the Rams, they still good. They still good because they got young players that they drafted and they went to the Super Bowl with. Most of the players that we had and went to the Super Bowl with, we did not draft. Especially Howie Roseman did not draft. A lot of them draft picks came from Mr. Chip Kelly. Yes. So when you look at it, man, other than 2017 that everybody wants to, not give praise about, but everybody wants to talk about, it was a flash in the pan when you look at it. And Doug Peterson coming on that microphone saying this the new norm, well, take me back to the old one. Because this new norm freaking stinks. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, to begin with, I see a lot of people in here who have misconceptions. OG, you're misconceiving what we're saying. First off, you act like we didn't talk about Wentz. I did a whole segment where I broke down a play where Reese asked me straightforward if I thought he could or couldn't read defenses. And I explained why it's complex. He's reading the defense. He's putting the ball where it's supposed to be, giving the coverage, but he didn't look and see. They didn't watch enough film to see the way Cincinnati defends that particular play, which falls on coaching and it falls on Wentz. So we have talked about it, man. You're misrepresenting what we say at times, and that's not cool. But in addition to that, man, we're not saying that there's not a way forward with a guy like Jalen Hurts. We're saying trying to plug Jalen Hurts into this style of offense with Doug, with this offensive line, will be a catastrophe. Look, would teams quickly adjust to Hurts if you start running an option-based run offense? Sure, they would adjust. But it would be different. We're not saying that. None of us have said that. We're saying we don't trust the quarterback coach to coach Hurts. We don't trust the situation given how shortened this offseason was and how limited reps Hurts has had to be successful, and we don't trust Doug's play calling. That's what we're saying. Given these circumstances, I would much rather have Wentz out there than Hurts out there because I already know what's going to happen if the things continue. He's not as talented as Wentz as a passer. He's not even close. And what's going to end up happening is the whole fan base is going to pile on this kid, not knowing there is talent with Jalen Hurts. But he's not ready for the spotlight right this second, especially with this particular offense. Now, if Doug dialed it back and built in more options, ran the ball more, which is what 2/3 of our fan base has been calling for, sure. Do I think that we would probably look better? Absolutely. Just because we'd be committing to the run, which would then set up the entire passing game, which is what we've all been saying should be done for Wentz. We could move the pocket with Wentz, something that we were told we brought Rich Scandrello in for. And then Doug told us that, oh, well, we didn't have time to implement that offense due to the coronavirus, due to the lack of organized team activities and things like that. We didn't have the availability and the time with our personnel to implement that type of scheme, which I think is nonsense 12 weeks into the season. But it is what it is. That's what he said. Those were the words that came out of Doug's mouth, not ours. That was Doug. Like, that's what came out of Doug's mouth. Like, it's not like you guys are misrepresenting what we're saying.
Yeah. Listen, people gonna feel how they feel, Steve, and I'm not trying to make you feel a different way. I'm just trying to make you see that it's not just the quarterback. Has the quarterback been playing bad? Yes. Is it things that need to be fixed with him? Yes. Is it things that he's been doing that I don't like? Yes. But for you, for people to just sit there and act like he's the only problem and bringing Jalen Hurts is just going to fix everything, then you're delusional. You're crazy. I don't know what you're seeing. That's the problem that I have with y'all. You know what I mean? Is that people don't understand it's just not Carson Wentz. Now, we know the game is coming up. We're going to do how we usually do. We're going to do score predictions, and we also going to give y'all our offensive, defensive. If you want me to go first, I will, Gates.
Go ahead, man. That's good.
Okay. On offense, I'm going to go with the guy that needs to be the player of the game. It's Miles Sanders. Hopefully Doug gets it through his head. You got to run the freaking football. You got to protect your quarterback, whoever he may be, by running the football. I'm going to go with Miles Sanders. And on defense, man, a dude that I think had a hell of a game last week. A hell of a game. And we're going to need him this game. Like probably times 10. It's Alex Singletary. Alex Singletary had a hell of a game. Gates. I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you've seen the tape on this dude. He was everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. He one of the reasons why they didn't score on that on that goal line stand. You know what I mean? The dude, I'm talking about Cleveland. They didn't score on the goal line stand because of him. Like when you look at it, man, this dude has been everywhere on the field last week, and we need him to be that same way. Because when you got a mobile quarterback like Russell Wilson, you already know. I'm going to go 27-21 Eagles, man.
See, it's hard for me to ever pick against the Eagles just because I'm an Eagles fan. Like, right. I don't think there's ever going to come a point where, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to jump up here and, like, say that, like, you know, I think this person or that person, like, you know what I mean? Can or can't. It's just, I'm not built that way, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm obviously going to pick the Eagles just because I'm a fan. Like, why else watch the game? I don't get it. If we're going to beat them, man, I feel like it's going to be down in the trenches. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's the only way you can walk away and beat this team. This is a physical team, man. I'm going to say 24-21 Philly. I think the guy that we haven't used all season to kick field goals maybe kicks the winning field goal.
Agree with you.
Yeah. Oh, there we go, Murph. Same wavelength, bro. Same wavelength. Yeah. I mean, look, I can't really pick against the Eagles. That's why I don't like to bet on the Eagles, because I'm a fan of the Eagles. Like, it's hard to distance yourself from that fandom. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't pick against it. I don't know, man. Like, we come on every week and we say, like, is this the pivotal moment of the season? This certainly feels like it, given the fact that Washington looks to be rounding around. You know what I'm saying?
And not only that, it is a pivotal, because I don't know if you've seen the reports. I don't know how true they are. It's been a lot of reports going on, but basically they saying that Jeffrey Lurie is saying if Carson Wentz doesn't play, better bench him. You know what I mean? I don't know if you've seen that, but that was a report that's going on. I seen it. I seen it about an hour ago. And hey, listen, man. Like I said, man, you want to bench Carson Wentz? Have at it. Have at it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to tell y'all, I still feel the same way, Steve, before we get out of here. I don't think if Doug doesn't give up play calling, I don't think that this tandem is going to work. It just isn't. I don't know if this dude wants this dude to fail.
Yeah.
But it just seems like that to me. I don't know if he doesn't, if they had words and he does. Maybe Carson Wentz doesn't run his style how he wants it to be ran. But my thing is, Steve, if you know that, why you don't change his style? Why is it that this guy got to run what you want him to run instead of running what he does best and putting him in? He looks uncomfortable. Does he look uncomfortable, Steve? Yes or no? He looks uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And I think I'm trying to tell y'all, all of y'all talking, I see y'all in the chat. I see y'all. And I hope, because I'm having a live call-in show post game, and I hope that y'all come up and I hope that y'all get that same energy. I see y'all in the chat. I'm trying to tell you, if this dude goes to another team with a good coach and a good offense, you're going to see it. You're going to see 2017 like y'all forgot. Y'all must have forgot. You're going to see 2019 like y'all forgot. Y'all must have forgot. Listen, man, appreciate everybody coming on, Steve. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. But see, here's my thing, Mr. Moten, because I don't know how to say your first name, Art. I don't want to mess that up, but I don't think just because Doug gives up play calling that he needs to give up being the coach. Like you can then devolve power to him when it comes to personnel decisions. I trust Doug making personnel selections more than I trust Howie and the leftovers from Joe Douglas, to be quite honest. I mean, to be real about it. But OGTV, I'm not going to be able to do the post game, man, because it's so late, man. My wife's a teacher. Like, she'll kill me if I'm on here trying to do post game at like 12 o'clock at night. But just hit me up on like Twitter, Instagram, something like that, and you can talk to me on my channel, man. We'll do a live stream. We can talk. All right.
If he forward, I will be doing the post game. I don't have work tomorrow. I got all the time in the world. You know what I mean? And if you feel as though I'm misrepresenting you, come on up, brother. We can chop it up respectfully, of course. You know what I mean? I would not disrespect anybody that comes up on this joint. And if you watch my lives, you see I'm very respectful and I need the same energy. Now, I'll probably bring in Philly Notion and Tone the Shield. So they will be my co-host for the post game. So if y'all want to come through, come on through. It's going to be a call-in show. And let's make a movie, man. Hopefully we'll have smiles on our face because it's a win. And my guy, Carson Wentz, wins this game for us, man. But it's time to go, y'all, man. Appreciate y'all having us on. Steve, I don't know if you got anything more else to say, man. Like,
no, I mean, look, man, I'll say this. I don't know that you necessarily need to give Hurts first team reps, but I do think he needed reps playing quarterback because I'm tired of him coming in and just running option. It's not fooling anybody. It's just not. Like, the kid does need an opportunity if you're going to bring him in the game. And I said a long time ago, I'm not for replacing Carson this season with Jalen just because I don't think the kid's ready yet. But I do think that if you're going to bring him in, you should be giving the kid a series or two. That's the way most teams operate that kind of thing. They don't just do this one play. It's weird, man. Like they say they don't this isn't a Taysom Hill situation, but that's exactly the way they're approaching it. Except for he's not out there catching passes. But you know what I'm saying? You're not using him you're not using him the way you said you were going to, basically. I think you got to give the kid you got to give the kid an opportunity to really operate the offense for a series or two if you're going to do that. I know you don't agree with killing momentum when you're pulling quarterbacks like that, but I don't know how else you go about that. You know what I'm saying, Reese? Like, to me, that's a better situation than bringing a kid in for one play. I just think that disrupts everything. I don't think it's fooling anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't know, it's gonna be hot and cold with your starting quarterback though. That's the only thing I don't really like, man. And but I get it. You want you and I last week I thought the way that he used him was stupid. Carson Wentz just hit like a 40-yard bomb, and then you take him out of his rhythm and you bring in Jalen Hurts. I'm like that's not when you do it. I understand you want to catch them off guard, you want to throw something new at them, but I don't know, man. Some like it's not just play calling, it's situational football also that I have a problem with Doug Peterson all year. You know what I mean? But once again, man, appreciate all of y'all coming on, man. Like I said, man, post game, make sure y'all tune in and be on my channel, man. Mike and Steve, they cannot make it, but I'm gonna hold BBP down, and I hope y'all do the same, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Yo, that
yeah. Hey, before we jump off real quick, Cardboard Carolina, what's up, LJ? So just real quick, because we got to get off here because the game's about to start. But
right,
yeah, I mean, I think I definitely think that the ownership is looking and trying to get a sense of what's going on. Could it potentially be? Absolutely, it could 100% potentially be, but it can go the other way too. Like I think they're going to be bringing in people to evaluate a lot of film, and I think they're trying to get a handle on what's happening. I think that's what's going on, Jerry, personally.
Yeah, real fast. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think they're trying to, because a lot of people have been saying that Carson Wentz can do what he wants in practice, and they didn't like the way that he said that he's not going to change his game. So they want to put a fire under Carson Wentz. That's really what I think about when I think about what Jeffrey Lurie said and all that. You want to put a fire under this kid, and you want him to stop making mistakes and play freely. But once again, it's hard to do that when you got 90 quarterback hits. Like, the dude's getting beat up, and like, so I don't know what much more you want from the dude, but we're gonna see tonight. We're gonna see in about 5 minutes. But once again, man, shout out to all of y'all.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Peace, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Once again, my name is Steve, Gate City Sports Channel. My man to the right, whatever direction I'm going here. That's Reese with Philly Fresh. Make sure y'all check them out. All right, y'all. We're out of here, man. Let's go, Eagles.
Yo, that.